Hello trainers, and welcome to another episode of Saccharum Versus. My name is Professor Saccharum, and here I have another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle for you. It was kind of a mixed tier, but sort of not really. It was for a trick-or-treat Halloween competition that we had on the Facebook page. This is a battle between me and my friend Bryan, and as you can see, all the Pokemon are either Dark, Ghost, Poison, Psychic, or Bug, with the exception of Gliscor, who is Halloween themed, so they allowed him into the tournament and I decided to use him. As you can see, I have a pretty nice team here. Well, not really super planned out. I have my Slowking with special defensive wall, nice Defogger in my Mandibuzz, my Mega Houndoom right there, Galvantula, a Gliscor that is a good physical wall, and a Crawdaunt right there. It's not Choice Banded this time, it is Life Orb this time. So I'm able to set up a little bit. One thing I wish I did have in this battle was Crabhammer, but oh well, I'll fix that later. On Bryan's side, we do see a Victini, which is a really good Pokemon for a lead, being able to do a lot of different things. We have the Nidoking being a good Scarf user, very fast, and being able to do a lot of damage. The Scizor, which is not a Mega Scizor, actually, to be a little surprising too. I thought I would see a Mega Scizor, but it is actually a Life Orb Scizor, which we'll see in a little bit. We have our Latios here, and then we have our Weezing as for a good physical wall, as well as Umbreon, I'm guessing, for the special wall. This is actually a really good match, comes down really close, so without further ado, let's get this match started. With Bryan initiating the challenge, we have our leads of his Victini and my Crawdaunt. We have my Crawdaunt coming out on this side, which I've become very in love with. I love Crawdaunt. I always thought it was a cool Pokemon. I wish I had it more. But seeing as Victini's out on this side of the field, I do decide to switch because we did try to have this battle before and we disconnected, and I thought he was going to go for the U-turn. Instead, he does go for the Bolt Strike as I switch into Gliscor, which is a really good play on my part, just so that I don't take any damage and I get the free Toxic Orb switch right in. He does decide to switch right from there, not wanting to take an Earthquake, as I go for the Substitute right over here while he sends out his Umbreon. If I had actually gone for Earthquake, he would be quite in a bit of a mess right now. I am gaining a little bit of my HP back, or just a good amount of my HP back, as he does switch, pull a double into his Weezing, catching this Earthquake that will not hit because of Weezing's Levitate. If I had something like Gravity or Smackdown or something like that to bring it down to the ground, I'd be able to hit it with Earthquake nice. I might consider it. But I do just have the Stone Edge, the Surprise Stone Edge, changing up my set a little bit. Usually I run Toxic on my Gliscor, but it does hardly anything to the Weezing as he does go for the Sludge Bomb, but it doesn't do enough either to break my Substitute, so I decide to go for attacks until my Substitute decides to break, where I will then switch, because I don't want to switch while I have a free sub. I'm not taking any damage, I'm just gaining health back. So I'm going for a second Stone Edge here, because my goal was to try and be able to set up with my Crawdaunt and try to be able to sweep. Or try to get Mega Houndoom in for a little bit, but this Weezing was going to be a really big problem for my team. But I do know that a knockoff, a +1 knockoff at this range, or just a little bit less than this, would be able to knock out this Weezing in one hit. So that was my plan right there, to try and knock it out. So I do decide to switch into my Slowking right here. The Fire Blast does come in, but it does not make contact because Slowking is fast like that and likes to dodge things. As this Weezing does decide to switch, being afraid of the Psychic-type move that is about to come its way. However, the Umbreon comes out, and the Psychic-type move does not come through. We do have a Dragon Tail coming on this end, trying to switch it out, throwing off the momentum. This is why I love my Slowking, because no one predicts that whenever they switch, I'm just going to use Dragon Tail. So I have my good predictions there. He does go into his Latios, though, because of the switch, and the Psyshock does come off. Not dealing as much damage as I thought, but my goal here with this Latios was to try and get the burn off. Seeing as I needed residual damage to get rid of it because I didn't have anything that I thought was going to be able to outspeed and take it down. So I do manage to get the burn here, being able to whittle down this Latios little by little as it stays in. So I pull the hard switch here and go straight into the Crawdaunt as I'm predicting the Psyshock to come in, thinking that he's choice into an item. So it does not affect, the Psychic type move does not affect my Crawdaunt as it goes in. And I decide to go straight for the Dragon Dance here as he decides to switch into his Umbreon. So now I will be at +1 attack and +1 speed, thinking that this knockoff that I will be able to throw off will be able to do anything I need to do. So my plan right here was actually really well thought, really well put through. right here, but I do decide to go for the knockoff here, thinking that it might be able to do enough at least to do over half, and I was right, that it would do over half. I didn't actually run calcs. If I had Crab Hammer, I would have been able to knock it out because it would have been neutral damage, but the knockoff does do enough and knocks off the item as the foul play does come out. I probably could have went for a second Dragon Dance here and then went for Aqua Jet, but I decided not to for some reason, thinking that he would try and go for the foul play again, and if I went for Dragon Dance, the foul play would definitely knock me out for sure, as it was going to anyway. But I do go for the knockoff the second time after the protect, or for the third time. Umbreon does go down as he sends out his Scizor. Now, right at this moment, I decided, well, maybe Crawdaunt could live a bullet punch from this thing, as it does not. So Crawdaunt does go down, so I should have ran calcs on that before risking it, but I didn't really need Crawdaunt too much for this battle, so I decided to just let it go. As I switch into my Slowking here, which was misplay number 1 on my side, as the U-turn does come out. Now, I was trying to make sure that this critical hit that does land on my Slowking mattered. In fact, it didn't matter. There was like a 110% chance that it was gonna KO. I didn't think that he would go for the U-turn right away. I thought he might just try to go for knockoff and get rid of my Assault Vest, which would have knocked me out anyway, and I was slower, so I had no reason to really go into Slowking except for Fire Blast. But his Nidoking does come out, and I do go into Gliscor. Misplay number 2, forgetting that Nidoking does carry Ice Beam on its choice set. So there, my Gliscor does go down. So 2 of my Pokemon go down because of my misplays and because of my lack of concentration. I did have this battle kind of early in the morning for me. I just woke up, so that's my excuse there, but oh well, there's that. However, I do decide to Mega Evolve here, and if I had gone for the Nasty Plot, I would be able to have swept his team mostly, except I wouldn't have been able to outspeed that Nidoking. So at this point, my plan was to try and trap the Nidoking into using something that it wouldn't be able to attack me with, like maybe Earth Power. But I did decide to switch into my Mega Houndoom and just keep going for Dark Pulse to see what I can break down. Because if anything, at this point, my win condition was having at this point, I thought my win condition would be able to keep my Mandibuzz out, as I do see this Nidoking come out again. I know it's going to want an Earth Power to try and get rid of it, thinking I'm real enough to stay in, but I do decide to switch into the Earth Power that's coming in, and I do avoid the attack because ground types do not hit flying types. And my Mandibuzz does come through, and I set up I try to land a Toxic, thinking that the Victini would come back out, but the Scizor does come out. I wanted to re-click and just hit Foul Play again, because I could have gotten rid of this thing in 2 turns, like very easily, without taking minimal damage. But unfortunately, that ends up not being the case, as I do land the Foul Play this time. He hits the Bullet Punch, but then he goes for something else. Oh, I guess I outspeed him this time. I completely forgot how this battle went, but I do land the Foul Play again. The Scizor does go down, and I'm in a good position right now, because even though I only have 2 Pokemon left, I'm trying to play it really carefully, seeing as to actually I have 3 Pokemon left, seeing what I can do. I have my Galvantula in the back that hasn't come out yet. The Sludge Wave does come out, and it does a heck of a lot of damage to my Mandibuzz, as I was trying to see how much this Foul Play would actually do, to see if I could potentially knock it out, thinking that it has, okay, Nidoking has a decent high attack stat, I could do a lot of damage, and it does a decent amount. It does about a third, maybe a little less, maybe like I don't know, maybe like a sixth or something, I don't really know. And I do decide to send out my Galvantula, hoping that I'd be able to outspeed it, but again, not realizing how frail Galvantula was. So that was a misplay, what, number 3, number 4, that my Galvantula does go down to the double Sludge Wave. So that was kind of waste there. That was just a wasted turn right there. But I need to try and get rid of this thing. So he does decide to go for the Sludge Wave right here. And if I had switched directly into my what's it called, my Houndoom, I would have been able to knock this thing out sooner, and I would have had Galvantula in the back to try and take care of some whatever Pokemon were left, like this Latios. This Latios is here with the burn, and here is another misplay, number 4. I didn't think I'd be able to outspeed. I should have checked the speeds. I thought this Latios might have even been Scarfed, and he does decide to go for the Surf, so I switch into Mandibuzz, thinking that I'd be able to take the hit very nicely, but I do not. I keep overestimating Mandibuzz's bulk, but I do take the Surf the first time. I was thinking of going for the Roost the second turn, and I decided to go for the Foul Play, but I'm not fast enough to outspeed this Latios, as he does go for Surf again, knocks out my my Mandibuzz. Now this Latios is in KO range of a Dark Pulse. It was in KO range like 2 turns ago, so I could have just went for Dark Pulse. So that was a really big misplay on my part. I guess that comes with knowing the metagame and knowing the Pokemon. So I do knock out this Latios right here, and now here's where I thought I had the potential to win. If I crit, I could win. If not, then I would have been boned. So I do decide to go for the Dark Pulse. I do not land the critical hit. I thought I rolled low at first, but unfortunately it wasn't the case. It would not have done enough unless I crit. But he does have Brick Break on his Victini, which was interesting to me. And he does manage to knock out my Houndoom, my Mega Houndoom. And that was a really good game. He told me his Victini was at 5 HP at that point. And that was the closest battle I've had that I ended up losing. So that was a really good game, Brian. I really want to have another match again because I feel like we have a pretty good understanding of how, we work. And we can see how these teams work. But really good game. Good luck to you in the rest of the tournament if you're still in. I don't know if you've played any matches since, but thank you guys for watching. Remember, if you like this video, to please comment, like it, subscribe it, do all the stuff. Find the socials; they're in the description of this video, so you'll be able to check those out. And so will the Facebook page of where I find these people to battle. Also, don't forget to leave your friend code in the comment section below, as well as a battle code, or a battle code if you just don't want to give out your friend code, of some of the battles that you've had, something good or bad, because I can post them for you versus over the weekdays. The only reason why Saccharum versus was out today was because I didn't have a video for you versus. So I decided to take this battle because it was a really good battle and it really needed to be shown off. But before I start rambling yet again, because I tend to do that, again, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!